Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Diaspora and Adebutu. Oh, and welcome to the bar today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. It is the bar, so it is where we give you everything sports, entertainment, politics, and everything else in between. And today is not going to be any different. We're going to be breaking a few things down. This gist of Nigeria's tax reform bills is not going anywhere anytime soon. So we're going to be breaking down maybe a few other things, especially referencing a lot of information that the FIRS chairman had to say. He definitely had a lot of breaking down to do that we're going to be talking about. There's a bill on diaspora voting that seems to have passed second reading in the House of Representatives. It's something that a lot of people, if I'm correct, one of the former presidential candidates, is one of the things that he was always been clamoring on, and it's something we had actually talked about. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that a lot today. Also, there's a bit of drama from Lagos State, particularly Ladipo market. There's a bit of breaking down that we're going to be doing with that as well. The Nigerian police and the Nigerian army, there's a lot of brutality stories in between that we're also going to be talking about today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show, as it promises to be very, very interesting. My name is Diaspora again, and with me in the studio is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's the Boom Bar. Let's go and welcome.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Like I'd said, we're starting definitely with a bit of gist from the tax reform bills. However, before we get to that, I just wanted to let's just talk a little bit about things from the federal government. So the federal government, just to breeze through it basically, has announced that there is going to be, according to the vice president, has announced that there is going to be there are banks establishment. There's going to be an establishment of the Youth Development and Data Banks. So they're saying that these banks are supposed to help with funding for a particular demography of Nigerians, that people we all know that are the younger people. And he was talking about how Nigeria's demography okay. Oh, so this is BT, so I'm guessing this is BT 616. He said, please start with Ladipo. It gets why long time. Shola Diaspora.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so let me just breeze through that one. I will definitely oblige you. I will say
we'll start with Ladipo.
We'll start with Ladipo. So basically, the vice president had just announced that those banks are coming up very soon. Youth Development and Data Banks, basically funding for Nigerian youth.
Yeah, but it's the bar, and at the bar, a member of the bar is asking.
He's asking for something. I also want to talk about the NYSC posting, but we'll get back to it.
Let's just go to
the Ladipo gist. Okay. So, a few days ago, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, there was news that broke that the chairman and most of the excos of the Ladipo market in Lagos State had decided to had been arrested and transferred to Abuja. And it was very interesting news. Like, okay, what happened? Why would anybody just, arrest these people? And then a lot of information now started coming up. So as far back as I think June, there was a bit of back and forth, which people in the market had a bit of issues with the excos. And Ladipo market is under Mushin local government. However, the chairman, please, if I missed anything, please, I would like you to help me add to it if this gist is not complete. So the chairman of Mushin local government had waded into this matter and had said that the local government authorities will look into the constitution. However, they had said that one of the things that they were going to look into was also, first thing, they had 2-year tenures. The excos had 2-year tenures, but they were going to increase it to 3 years. And also that in their executives, they should also add at least 2 Lagos State indigenes in it. However, it did not go down well with a lot of people, and then there was issue of taking each other to court. A few days ago, the court had put out an injunction and said that until they, and then sent the matter back to the local government, and the local government should settle it. But until all those issues are settled at the local government levels, there should not be any elections. So that was what happened at the courts, and was the police, the commissioner of police was also ordered to keep the peace in the market. However, the chairman and a few other people felt they were above the law, or it seemed, and they decided to go on with elections at night in the market. The police were informed and they went there to stop what was happening. Apparently, it was alleged that this chairman and excos had also gotten some thugs and some policemen, according to the police, illegal policemen, and they actually shot at policemen and all that. And the commissioner, the commissioner was informed, and they had to get a tactical unit to get those people. Also, there was talks about how these other policemen had to be disarmed and taken back, and the excos that were involved in this were then arrested and taken to Abuja, as they are going to be charged for being in contempt of court, and that the local government, Mushin local government, had taken over the market and it has been shut down now.
Yeah. Now, the funny thing about all of this is how there is no way there is no ethnic coloration to this discussion.
Oh, yes.
The Ladipo market is in Mushin local government, and it's predominantly dominated by people from the southeastern part of Nigeria.
Yeah.
But do not mix it up. There are a lot of people from other parts of Nigeria trading there.
Oh, yeah,
also.
it's Lagos State.
Yeah, there are a lot of people from different parts of Nigeria. But there is a trend that I think has been going on for decades, that a lot of government officials in Nigeria, especially Lagos and the southwestern part of Nigeria, will not let go anymore.
Yeah. And it's not a Lagos thing, actually.
It's not.
It seems to be a southwest thing.
There are market associations that are dominated by non-indigens. And if you actually reverse the situation, regardless of the number of people can misconstrue this, but look, let's try to speak the truth. A request by the local government, that is the owner of the market. Markets are under local government.
Yeah.
We've been saying these things for months, especially here at the bar, that, the local government autonomy means more control by the local government. It's something that the state cannot, and it's the truth. The state governors that are fighting autonomy are the ones responsible for a lot of breakdown in law and order at the local government level, because they concentrate on their own core areas. But the local government people are closer to the market, to the schools. And
then they allow
everything.
a lot of things just...
Yeah. So now this Mushin local government got involved in this Ladipo brouhaha and said to them, look, let's properly structure this thing. And there's one thing that I like that I said. They're not insisting that it would be nice to allow the indigenes also to be a part of the exco. I don't think that's too much to ask. Because if you reversed it and we were talking about a market association in Kano, you would not keep out the people of Kano.
Kano, yeah.
Regardless, you would not. If it was in the south-south or the southeast or any part of Nigeria, you know.
I think it's basically, whether we like it or not, I think that, and it's beginning to look like the Southwesterners are being taken for granted. I think that a typical Yoruba person or typical Yoruba people are very liberal. And I think that's what is the advantage, or that's what has now been taken advantage of. Like you said, there's some things that will not happen in the north. There's some things you will not have. In fact, especially in Lagos or even in Southwest, you hear the Eze of this thing, the Eze of that place, and places in Lagos. So BT 616 says it's worse in Alaba. Do you understand? In those kind of places,
I heard.
There is almost a sabo in every southwest, not almost, virtually every southwestern state in Nigeria has a sabo. Please, is there, how many Yoruba markets are in the north? Like that. Do you understand? How many, and you have those things in the southwest. There are Igbo markets. If you think that it's just Lagos, go to Ibadan. If you know Ibadan really well, there are places that are predominantly Hausas. There are places that are predominantly Igbos. And everybody is, doing their own thing and nobody is disturbing anybody. But if a local government decides and tells you that, okay, and I think that is because there is an awareness that is going on now. And they tell you, okay, this has to do with this. If you do not have something untoward, why do you have an issue with what the local government is trying to do? And it might look like, yes, maybe they are trying to infiltrate what is already on ground. However, how fair is what is on ground? Like what BT616 said about Alaba. I remember a few months ago seeing, I don't know how true it is, but that seeing the chairmanship of the constitution, it had been posted online. I don't know how true that is, about how the chairman of these markets had to be, it's not even just any southeastern state. It had to be specific southeastern states in Lagos. And everybody is, is okay with it. And I think that, like I said, there's a lot of awareness that is coming up now. And if you're not careful, we will see people there's a lot of tribalistic angle to it. But the truth is, if people are decided to accommodate you to a certain level, when do you actually when do you stop it, really, coming down?
If you even go beyond that and even put it aside and say, okay, you know what? Look at what actually happened. There's an injunction. So leave the ethnic coloration or whatever. There's actually an order of court saying, stay action.
Yeah.
So why did you do it? And why did you conduct an election in such manner at such time, even when you know that it was not meant to be?
It was not meant to be. Exactly.
It speaks to character now.
The fact that you feel that you can do
what's going to
happen.
So
BT616 said the chairmanship of electronics in Alaba is rotated among the five states of the east. It rotates between Abia, Enugu, and Anambra, and Imo and Ebonyi combined. And the funny thing is that, like I said, it has probably, if this is true, it has probably been happening for years and nobody has complained about it. However, I will still go back to elections, whether we like it or not. You cannot sit in a place and you will tell people, and I'm sure that a lot of people will say, okay, they were the tribalistic people and all that. But you cannot sit in a particular place and tell people that their state is a no man's land. And you will feel that it will be okay. Nobody wants to feel like a second-class citizen in their own place. And the honest truth is that a typical Lagosian probably feels like that because they are now even in the minority of the whole state. And that's the truth. They are in the minority. The things that even especially Lagos, the things that you can get away with in Lagos, there are a lot of, even in other southwestern states, you will not get away with it. Everybody knows, take for example, Oyo State. There's always been the stories or rumors that most Lagos state governors are really not originally from Lagos. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people go on about. How true that is, we don't know. However, if we juxtapose that to Oyo State, I think there's only been one person, I think just one person, that is not even from Ibadan. Like, that's how much they guard some things in some other states. You cannot come from another state and say, we see it in Lagos where one person will be commissioner in Lagos and then will go back and be governor in another state. Or will be senator in Lagos and go to another state. Do you understand? It seems like Lagos seems to be a bit more liberal with some of these things. But when do we draw the line? I think that. And then it is the criminality of the fact that you think you can get away with some things. I think that it's just wrong on all levels. Let's even remove the ethnic issues and all that. Court says don't conduct elections yet. If what you were doing was okay, why are you conducting elections at night?
I am more concerned about creating awareness about, who is in charge of the market. Don't get it twisted. You are allowed to form associations and all of that. But the bulk of these markets, the bulk of the government-owned markets, belong to the local government, except in cases where they are built by the state or federal government. The bulk of these markets, like the Lagos State Freshfood Hub now, belongs to the Lagos State government. They can do as they will with it. But beside it, there's an open market. Do you understand? That is being run by the Mushin local government. You must understand that you can't go against the rules that, establish the market and govern the market. These are the real issues. It's just like you go and set up, you wonder what's NEPA's business with with market, but I'm going to say it. Maybe you'll get it. You want power to be extended to your property. Then you invest in the NEPA poles and the cables and everything. But you don't own those things. Right?
Yeah. Oh, they send you.
It belongs to the power holding company, even if you bought it with your money. That's why the NERC or whatever has been saying that, hey, don't buy transformers for them. Okay, if you don't buy, you will stay in darkness. So it's the same way with the markets. The markets belong to the local government. How do you expect to have a peaceful tenure if you're fighting the owner of the market? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I think as Nigerians, we must all be more accommodating, and we must all also respect our host and respect the laws of the land. If you put all of those things ahead of any other personal, beliefs and things that you're trying to achieve, I think there'll be less trouble and less rancor in the country. It's really sad that the local government had said, hold on. Then the court had said, hold on. But this person and his group of friends decided to go ahead. It's really sad. And again, they need to actually reconfigure the way they have been running this market.
Yes.
I don't think that now that the local governments it's not even about elections or anything. It's about the fact that the local governments are now in charge.
Yeah,
like they should be.
be.
So they are more concerned about all their avenues for generating IGR and all the roles that they should be playing.
I agree.
It's the same way we expect them to fix the local government roles. It's the same way they would want to fix the markets. They would want to fix the primary schools and all of that.
says that they're going to label you people as tribalists too.
Yeah, I know that people.
I just feel that let's say the truth.
The truth is the truth. That's the sad part.
It is actually unfair that, and I would not have felt that maybe if a lot of people had not been brandishing it in people's faces. I'm not even sure that a lot of people remembered some of these things before, and that's it. Let's remove any tribalistic issues. Court says don't conduct an election yet.
And
you feel that you're above the law. What sense does that even make?
When people feel aggrieved at us when we come on live, they tell some guy dropped a comment the other day, he's unsubscribing. Look, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for unsubscribing. We're not saying don't subscribe or subscribe. We're just saying that it's a bar. And if you have an opinion that is diverse
please
drop the opinion.
And we'll talk
about it. And it will be aired. It's a bar.
Yeah.
Everybody you can control the narrative. We just form the structure. And that's the concept of the bar. And here we also like to prefer solutions. And what we're talking about is that adhere strictly to the rules of governance. The market is the purview of the local government.
Whatever local government says,
if you feel that they've not done very well, there are ways to seek redress and get things done. There's several ways, actually. Now you have social media. You can actually get on social media and make videos, and it goes viral, and people see, this local government, this Muslim local government, or this Ikeja, they are not doing right by you. That's one way. There's another way you can, seek redress in the courts.
Yeah, Chifoni Ukoko says the truth is that they don't want other tribes to learn their trade secrets, legal or illegal. Okay. Really?
Okay.
I honestly just think it's a bit of ego, though. When you have been getting on with, because the honest truth is, okay, we all know that these things that are being sold are not from Nigeria; they're all imported anyway. Are we saying that if you have your money, you go to all these countries, you cannot? Are we saying that it's only some certain people that are sold these things? I'm just saying. Because I feel that it's out of ego, something everybody has been getting away with for so long.
I don't totally agree with Chief Onikoko, and I don't totally agree with Ladipo.
Okay.
This talk of ego or trade secret, I am wondering that, wait, it's an association that we're talking about now. It's a group that is supposed to be like the market group, that they're in charge of the day-to-day happenings in the group.
Yeah.
Which means that maybe there's some dues that are being collected here and there.
Okay, that was FD. Money is involved.
Yeah.
When money is involved, people can do all sorts of things.
There are other things that would happen. For me, I feel that there's stuff that you don't want other people to know. And it's not necessarily trade secret or anything. I don't even think there's any trade secret anywhere. Because in that same market, I've been to that market like a lot of times. And I've done business with people of all different... I even have their numbers on my phone, depending on what I'm trying to buy or do. So it's not really about the trade secret, because there's no aspect of that market that other people do not have a say in.
BT616 says, the Lukwa is missing the point. It's the wholesale and bulk purchasing power.
Okay, that's maybe that's an angle to it. That one now, I can't forward that.
But what I'm saying is that if you have the money, is anybody going to stop you? Whether you're... But we'll definitely will follow this matter as...
There's some powers that these associations have, that you don't know.
Oh, okay.
They have some funny powers. They can make some laws that can actually prevent you from selling. Like, if you go there and you don't belong to a certain group, you can't... There's some things you can't deal in. They have those powers. Trust me. I'm telling you. I don't know if the guys know what I'm talking about, but it's not open. You think the market is open. It's not. You study the market and say, oh, this particular item, I can get it. I can source it from China, or I can source it from the UK or Europe or the US. Then you go and invest in it. And you now rent a shop with your own money. Okay, you won't sell.
Anyway.
There are things that you have to follow. There are some systems that have already been... It's just like the computer village market.
That's sounding like cabal kind of thing.
That's what these groups are.
Anyway, we'll be moving on from that. It's interesting. Another very interesting matter that is still ongoing. And I'm guessing this matter will not stop. Sorry, please, your microphone. Will not stop until it is sorted, or it is either passed or not passed, is the issue of the tax bills that are in the National Assembly. And now, another very interesting conversation. Okay, before I go on, BT616 says this association partners with companies in China to wholesale the price out individual buyers. Shola gets it.
Yeah. Honestly, if you study those markets, you understand. Don't this thing.
So basically, okay, I would not. Let me just move on because at this point, I have nothing else to say with this. But we definitely will follow it because it looks like the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State is not having it with anybody on that matter. Now, moving on from that quickly, like I said, there's still gist about this tax reform myth. So, according to tax reforms, the issue with one of the next conversations, because there's been a lot of conversation around this matter. Northern governors saying they don't want. Senator Ndume coming out and said that he does not agree to it, but he never read it. I remember, I think Senator Jibrin had come out to say that it was still going to fly because some people just don't understand the bill. There's been a lot of back and forth about it. Now, even the chairman of that committee has been the chairman of the presidential committee has also been going out to be explaining a lot. Now, another person that has now gone to explain and open up a lot of conversation now is also the executive chairman of the FIRS. And he now brought up another angle, saying that about 70% of all the tax that is being paid is only being paid to 3 states. And he said that a little bit more is being paid to Oyo State. So he said that bulk of the tax that is paid in Nigeria, and it's because in Lagos, Rivers, and FCT is where most HQs or headquarters of companies reside. Mm-hmm. So everybody pays their taxes to the HQs instead of each state where these things are consumed. So he's saying now that with this, it's supposed to benefit other people because now the taxes are going to be divided according to what your state is consuming, not the HQs that are in your state. It is according to the consumers there. However, what that means is that, take for example, telecoms. Every state uses telecoms. Might be a lot more in Lagos, maybe in the southwest, maybe in the northwest and some other states. But at least everybody gets to share in what they are paying, because the people resident in the state are the people paying those taxes, the consumer tax. So the states get to get that consumer tax. What that means is that things like telecoms and all that. However, the other angle to it is that states that prohibit things like alcohol will not get paid tax on things like alcohol. That's it. That's the angle to it. However, the bottom line is that whether we like it or not, there are a lot of things that are a lot more things that are being consumed, because a lot of people are talking about the alcohol, but there's a lot more things that are being consumed that people pay, everybody uses on a daily. So that's what the chairman of the FIRS is saying, that it's not fair on everybody, that everybody is making the money, but it's only 3-4 states that are really enjoying that large chunk of remittance of tax.
Well, you see, it's something that I think we mentioned here a couple of days ago. I tried to say the same thing that Ladipo just reiterated. The problem we have still is we're now putting politics ahead of governance.
Yeah.
There is no way you take your time to look at that tax reform bill in depth. I saw a video. A young lady made a video, and it's being shared by a lot of people. You see, like on TikTok now, it's a different world entirely. So there's this lady who's made a video and talked about how the tax reform bill is going to make the poor poorer. And she went on and on and on about it. And I looked at the views. They're like hundreds and thousands of views. And now the video has made its way to Twitter. And the people who you think are educated are also sharing it. The first thing is, just like they said, dear Senator, what's your name? Did you read this bill? No, you did not. Mm-hmm. But you have condemned it. You know? It's just like during the elections when some people were saying that, oh, they don't want this candidate or they don't want that candidate because they said it's this and that. And they asked them, what does that word mean? And a lot of them didn't even understand what the word was, but they were campaigning against the person because they said it would be what that word was. It's the same thing with this tax reform bill. And the biggest problem we have, again, are governors who have shown us that they are extremely lazy to the point where they won't even read the bill. And the ones who think they have read the bill, who understand it, are afraid that if it succeeds, it knocks the wind out of their own sail, because in 2027, if this thing has succeeded before then, people would look at the impact it has had in their lives directly. And there's no way
it will show what you're doing.
You know, so again, it also shows that a lot of governors are lazy and they just want to share money. Today again, they've shared money.
Oh yes, sir.
1.something trillion has gone down again. You know, and that's the issue that we have as a country, that people are lazy and they find their way to become, you know, top people in politics, from presidents to whatever. A lot of them are.
I think people are completely clueless.
Yeah, but you can't rule out lazy. Clueless is just a word. Lazy is also a word. You can't rule it out. I'm saying that they are lazy because they're in their comfort zone. They won't drive up their IGR. They will not bother. They will not look for foreign direct investment. They won't even look for local investments. You understand? They won't create industries.
Create work.
They're just going to
just be waiting for
allocation
every month and
pay salaries.
That's it all.
You know.
Don't even let me start mentioning
pay salaries.
Because
once they've paid salaries,
it's a campaign thing. It's paid salary. I'm like, okay.
And of maybe 100% of the roads that they can fix, if they do 10% of it,
10%,
they will tell you that they
will now take pictures. Use drone to take the picture. You think that is like a 100-kilometer road.
So these are the things, and that's the sad part, is that we are focusing our energy on the wrong things. We're supposed to actually call them out and make sure that they actually show what exactly it is that they have done.
It is they're doing,
and they are going to do about it.
Okay, so moving on from that, talking about bills, interestingly, and the news again today, it has also passed second reading. The bill asking for constitutional amendment, or more like asking for the amendment of the Electoral Act, and this is a bill that is co-chaired by or co-sponsored by the Speaker of the House and Honorable Sadiq Abdullahi, asking for the amendment of the 2022 Electoral Act and basically asking for diaspora voting. Now, this has now passed second reading in the House of Representatives. Keep in mind, this still needs to get to the Senate and needs to be assented by the President. But we'll see where this is going.
That diaspora voting that everybody's clamoring for, I hope we really know what we're doing. I hope we've thought it through.
I'm not sure.
And I hope we're ready for the blowback when it comes, if it comes. Let me not be too negative about it. I have my fears again, seeing that we've not even been able to undo physical voting in Nigeria well. We've not had an election that is as good as June 12th.
I don't. You know, the funny thing is this diaspora voting. You know who I pity? The Ministry of Communications, because now there has to be a lot of IT that has to go down, and it has to be perfect, or else you will not hear the end of this matter.
Ladipo, that's the list of the problems. You can buy technology.
Yeah. So BT616 says Niger, Chad, and Sudan are diaspora.
That's you see, that exactly is my fear. A lot of people, every time they hear diaspora, and you see the diaspora people who are clamoring for it are not those people who, you see the people in Chad, South Sudan, Nigerians, where they are.
So he says, Anuyi, Shemi, and his Southerners.
That's, you see, God bless you. My fear is what you have just brought
but
up.
It seems to be like a lot of Southerners are the ones that are clamoring for these things.
You see, that's what I'm exactly saying. They don't understand what they are clamoring for. When they say diaspora, they only see themselves because they live in the US, they live
UK,
in the UK and Germany,
Canada.
And you know the funny thing, if you add all their numbers together, they no reach the ones with the Niger. They no reach the ones with the South Sudan, wait,
Then
they
Libya.
Chad.
Libya. We don't think that Nigeria is.
We're not even plenty for Libya. If you know the number of Nigerians who are in Niger or people who will say they are Nigerians, and now let's not forget Benin, Togo, Ghana, Cameroon. Diaspora voting. Think it very well, Make them think
They should think
80 something million registered voters in Nigeria. We've never had 50%. We've not 50% of them vote. Then you now bring diaspora voting, which is the most convenient way to vote. They probably be mailing in their votes. Do you understand? Which is the easiest thing to even rig. If somebody now tells you that of the 3 million registered Nigerian voters in Niger, 2.9 million voted. There's nothing you can do.
Where do you want to go there to go and
Nothing.
check? I agree with you.
Nothing. Let's not be in a hurry to do all these things that sound so nice.
Anyway, that shall pass second reading in the House of
Okay.
Representatives. Just needed to put that out there. Now, moving on from that quickly, the federal government has announced through the Ministry of Youth that there apparently is the restriction on NYSC posting has now been lifted, saying that anybody can now be posted anywhere. Specifically, this is saying that they're trying to put in a lot of private sector into this to fight unemployment and all that. So anybody now, if you have a reputable company, anybody can actually be posted anywhere now.
You see, when I first heard this thing, I thought they were going to talk about insecurity and how some states would not really be receiving coppers like that, or like a large number like other states would, because of the insecurity in those places. But the way you've just pointed it, because I didn't even read the story, is that the private sector can now get coppers again.
Yes.
Because I know one or two companies that just recently sent forth their coppers and like, oh, they're not getting coppers again and all of that. And
you have to request and all those things.
I know there was a time where it was compulsory for coppers to teach. It was mandatory once you're posted to a particular state or any. It's teaching. That's the first thing that you get. It would be nice. Again, I still feel that this NYSC scheme needs to be rejigged. I think it needs to be reworked in certain ways, and brought up to speed. Some things should be added and some things should be removed, in my opinion. I don't think that something that started in the 70s should continue in the way.
I don't have a problem with working. I have a problem with the camp. It's by force.
Those are all the things that we're talking about.
Camp by force? Because
I like the concept of the camp. I like the fact that they're there, but I also feel that more things can be taught in the camp beyond all the marching drills and all of that.
So BT616, I saw your message. You cannot retract it. I saw it. He said that he pities the people that was the students that were learning under me as a teacher. I can tell you categorically, I intentionally made sure I did not teach. See, there's a saying that says, to thyself be true. You know yourself. And I know that I'm not a patient fellow. So I did not bother. And I'm very happy for it. No, I did not teach. Thanks. Anyway, so basically, they're saying that anybody can serve anywhere. That's basically what the Ministry of Youth is talking about now. And moving on from that, there are a bit of controversies from the army to the police. So let's start with the army. So there's a video that is going around about how a major general is in that video and two other younger military men, where they were brutalizing a man and I think his wife in the video, where it was said that the man had overtaken them or something, and the pictures of the man being hit, bleeding actually, and all that. And it's very sad. However, the acting chief of army staff has now ordered an investigation into that video and saying that there's going to be there's an active investigation already ongoing, and things will be done soon. So Chief Odiko says Shola Jobami Judoluposi anger management class. So no, I do not. It's just that when you know yourself, I agree I'm not a very patient human being. I agree. But so why put yourself in such a situation that will increase your blood pressure? I don't have energy for such. Thanks.
So the Nigerian army, they need to move fast on this thing. It's not a good time. There's no good time actually for anybody to be brutalized.
Yeah.
Imagine how many times you have overtaken a military convoy or some military egotistic person. Now, God save you now. I'm sure I've overtaken one or two. I'm sure.
Overtake anybody.
So the
content
thing is that
fragile.
We're not supposed to allow this lie. I wish this person really has good lawyers.
So the claim now is that the person is actually suing the army.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you see, I was about to go to that legal angle.
Oh yeah. I
wish he has very good lawyers. He's going to make plenty money.
And the videos are out there.
There's proof.
Oh yeah, I think it's about suing them. I think 110 million or something.
Million. Is it that cheap? What's wrong with this guy?
Okay. Anyway,
do you have his number?
How am I
they can advise. How can you be suing army for 110 million?
However, the IG had said, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Yes,
what's
it's
IG's business in this one now?
No, listen, this matter. He had now said
I'm still angry.
That he's telling Nigerians that they should stop reporting police misconduct on social media. That they should send it to the police complaint commission or something funny like that. And I'm like,
Please let me laugh small. But there,
Oh, BT616 says they better settle out of court.
Yeah.
But settle out of court means that he's still gonna get paid.
He's saying the same thing now. Yeah. We're on the same page, it's.
Maybe not settle out of court. Maybe someone like a major general needs to be court-martialed.
You don't know. Let's just.
That video is actually so incriminating. It's horrible.
Yeah, maybe like 500 million.
It's actually horrible. The man was in the video and he was feeling cool with himself.
Court martial or 500 million. Which one you take? Which one you take?
The man, he shouldn't have a job anymore.
And they can demote him. They can do that. That's their problem. Me, I'm talking about the fact that
you still get money. You still get paid.
You don't understand. By the time they hit all of them in their pocketbooks,
all
the people involved, they are demoted. They go through this court martial that you talked about, whatever disciplinary action. But there's also the financial to it. Next time you want when you want beat civilian, Oga, 500 million, But it's something that needs to happen.
Okay.
But
so what the IG said.
Let's not lose track of the most important thing now. I beg you, help me laugh at the same time. You see, dear Inspector General Police, I love what you've done so far. I've seen some improvements in the Nigerian police. I am not going to lie. But sir, you're funny, sir.
Very funny. It's still in the news. However, interesting.
Don't look up, please.
Okay, because we kind of have little things.
No. This one is important.
Okay.
Sir, we will not stop posting those videos on social. You should be concerned
I think
about your men.
The fact that
tell your men to not do things that people will report on social media.
Yeah, I think that should be the issue.
That you should focus more on making your police force more professional. Mm-hmm. I remember when the RRS in Lagos, why did they take their man out of Lagos? I remember the RRS in Lagos under, the Ogaden. And was Tunji Diswabi, what's his name again?
Yes, he's now the commissioner of police in
and there was a couple. There was a couple that was stranded.
FCT.
The husband wanted to get his wife to hospital. The RRS took that man and his wife to the hospital. They still came back to check on them. That's Nigerian police.
That's Nigerian police.
Those are the things you should be teaching your men,
exactly.
Sir. That the same RRS saw someone stranded on Third Mainland Bridge. He was out of petrol. They took their bike, helped him buy a jerry can or two of petrol. You get a few liters, brought it back, And the man found his way. Or they were helping someone change tires by Olushosun. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, you see, we need a police force that is not a force.
Exactly. So, Chief Onikoko says, agreed. They have to settle out of court because it will open the government to more litigation. No government wants to drag on in the media. I think I get your point.
You know, there was a lady that was brutalized by the Nigerian Navy somewhere in VI a couple of years ago. Her dad actually happened to be the sergeant at arms in the House of Assembly. That lady, oh my God, it was sad. That video, someone made a video from the top of a building. You know, she actually won the case.
Yeah, she did.
Dragged for years, but she won.
She did.
300 and something million or
so, interestingly, the IG has also now ordered the arrest of a police and the anti-kidnapping squad leader in Osun State. So, apparently, it was said that there was the NURTW or something like that, the leader of the transport workers in the state had gotten arrested, and the person was shot, and that at the moment he's supposed to be on life support. However, according to the reports that the police had said, they said that when they were going to arrest him, because they said they had found some bullets and a gun on him, that this was self-defense. The shooting was self-defense. But the state government had now brought in information and evidence that this person was shot at the police station.
You know, the funny thing is, whoever is in charge of that police team, they're not so bright, because you made videos, and remember, your guy says that they should not post on social media. How did the video that the Nigerian police make of them arresting this guy in Osun State get to social media? Because the video, in that video, you heard them say, "Oh yeah, record them," they record them, and so again, Oga, you see, it's from your men. You should actually be talking to your men. Now, you guys showed how the guy was cooperating, because they were asking him questions, and he was responding.
Now, the next thing is he gets shot. Now,
self-defense.
The IG has now ordered for the man's arrest, that police officer's arrest, and he has, according to the last report, he has been asked to be moved to Abuja immediately.
Everybody is being moved to Abuja now, but it's for bad reasons.
Anyway, before we leave the matter of police, the police have now invited Ladi Adebutu.
That's, in case you don't know, the DSS had him.
They had him
a few
days ago.
Now the police have invited him. Because again,
the man's woes seems not to be going anywhere.
There has to be an explanation as to where the policemen who allegedly were with him during the local government elections came from.
So it definitely,
you know, those videos are out there too.
Oh yes.
Their IG, please, sir.
Why?
One more time.
Why do your people have
police are fighting?
Well, yeah, same thing happened in Ladipo. Like I don't know whatever it is that they're going on with. Anyway, quickly, the ICPC has launched a phase 7 of project tracking exercise across 22 states. So what the ICPC is doing is that they're going through states, and they're saying that there are a lot of abandoned projects by governments. And that's what they're looking into right now.
You know, we've not heard the statistics yet. I don't know, maybe I missed it from Umai, the Minister for Works, right?
Yeah.
But I know that there was a time when Fashola was minister. He actually came with the statistics, and the number of abandoned projects were scary.
Yeah, very scary. Very scary. So that's what
at times you start to think that politicians just initiate this project
just for it.
You know?
Yes, I agree. BT616 says, please tell us what Ladi did. Ladis and Tundes are usually bad people.
Ladis and who?
Tundes. Do I know any Ladi?
I know one.
No.
I know a very bad Ladi.
Do I know a Tunde?
If you like, be watching this one. You know you are bad.
Okay, basically, so there's been a lot of allegations. I think it's from his wars started after the gubernatorial elections. There were talks of bribery and corruption with ATM cards that were given to people. Then came to local government elections, and how I think there was talks of how the deputy chairman of a local government was allegedly going to be assassinated by his people and all that.
And that the bullet actually missed this person and hit someone else who is hospitalized as we speak.
So
and when the report was put out, the police were sent to his house to arrest the people who were said to have allegedly shot that person, and there was a resistance and some kind of face-off.
Yeah,
they had to call for backup.
It's
and
not
the commissioner
looking good.
The commissioner of police in Ogun State is saying he doesn't even know the policemen who were allegedly with Ladi,
these people,
Adebutu, which means that they're probably from out of state.
Anyway, we'll see where all this drama is going to.
I used to think that when you are going for such operations outside your state, you would go to the nearest police station and register and say you're here. And I used to think that was the system. Maybe
not. We'll see where that is going to quickly. Moving on from that quickly, now the NCAA has now announced that passenger luggage delay will now attract $170 for international flights and 10,000 naira fines, I think, per day for local flights.
I don't like the disparity. Plane now.
No.
$170. Just imagine now. You travel and your luggage is delayed.
I would rather my luggage not get delayed at all.
Why are you like this? $170 times 10 days, 1,700. Kilo gbe gongo. What's in the luggage? It's a money-making venture.
So according to them, they say that even though you're still going to pay this money, that delayed luggage must be delivered to the affected passenger on international routes within 21 days. And for local flights, it must not be more than 7 days.
Do you know how many people lost luggage for life that they never even get to see again? I remember someone very close to me that traveled abroad, connecting flights to, I can mention now, it's Turkey. Turkey. The person is in America. On the way back gone, the luggage had not arrived. It's sad, very sad. It's very, very sad. So it's a good thing that we're looking at.
So, apparently, this is not a new law.
And they know enforce this.
It's just not aware. People are just not aware. So what they're saying now is that for a domestic flight, you just need to walk up to the airline's counter and demand for your money.
But thank you. It's 10,000 now. The amount that we used to buy fuel from here to
10,000 naira. 10,000 naira would.
Do you know what it would be in my luggage for me to be going there?
I get if it's delayed. It means
I'm saying this thing must be updated. It's an archaic law.
$170 no bad, sha.
Because naira don't fall. But the disparity, the one for the local flights. These Nigerian airlines, that means, you know what? That means they can throw your bag away and give you 10K.
No, that's what they're saying. Even though it's delayed, they still have to. There's going to be more sanctions. No, they're saying that there are going to be more sanctions if the bag is not returned within 7 days.
But Dolupo,
so they also have
100K a day. All these Nigerian airlines.
Anyway,
your bag no go delay again.
Quickly before we go, Senator Ndume is in the news. We actually need to go quickly. We're going very soon. Senator Ndume is in the news as well as Ifeanyi Ubah. His funeral has been going on for the past couple of days. There's been a lot of activities around his funeral. Yeah. And yesterday at the line in state and I think that was at the National Assembly.
Some kind of valedictory
service. He had now said that Ifeanyi Ubah's widow should replace her late husband in the Senate. I have two issues. Number one, is it a dynasty? Because he now kept on saying, it's the same way if you remember, because I read that speech and he was talking about that Senator Oluremi Tinubu. I'm lost.
Who did she replace?
That she replaced the husband.
Did he contest?
Did he contest? Did he die? I don't understand.
Did he even contest?
That apparently same thing happened with Senator Kadibo. Apparently it did. His wife is in the Senate. However, I don't think that it is right. What happens even if she's, according to marriage, she's from that area? Are you saying that there's nobody else that could? Number two, is it just me or this man seems to be getting
he likes controversy,
senility happening somewhere?
No, nothing like that. I think he actually knows his game.
It's
going to be contrary. Yes,
his widow. So you're saying that there's nobody else in the Senate?
How many senators have you talked about today? Ndume is one of them. You're even mentioning his name. The man knows what he's doing. Always looking for controversial things to drop because he has to stay relevant one way or the other. Now, the woman is probably still mourning. Probably. But again, you now look at how fleeting life is. Like, the person has not been buried, but they're already offering his wife his job. It's so sad. It's so sad.
And this is
so
where
sad,
we go on about just putting incompetent. And I'm not saying she's incompetent, but how are we sure she is actually competent?
Well, it can be transferred marriageally.
Okay.
Once you have been married to someone.
Okay. The one that was there, how competent was the person?
The experience the person had can be transferred to the wife one way,
okay.
or the other.
If you say so.
So
anyway,
that's
before we go, Senator Oshiomhole is also in the news again, as the Edo Deputy Governor has now said that he was actually opposed to his son's appointment as commissioner, that he didn't want it, but that there was an insistence from the governor.
Hello.
Story. I'm reporting.
Me, I'm just singing a song. I'm
reporting the news.
I don't think they are correlating. Please move to the next one.
Anyway, another I will call this a bit of sad story, as there are 4 people in the UK that have now been charged and jailed for a UK street brawl that happened in
how many of
2021.
How many of them are Nigerian?
It's looking like they are all Nigerians.
These kids are.
Okay, so this happened on November 4th of 2021, and this is Destiny Ojo, Joshua Davies Ero, Ridwan Ulai Rahim, and Habib Lawal. And they were guilty of various offenses, which included violent disorder after a 6-week trial. It's apparently they were 18 at the time of the
may their judgments be passed on to them and let them learn from it. Good luck to them.
I'm like, what do you people do?
Next.
Okay. So just wanted to put this out there. The Senate has now sacked Umar, that's the CCT chairman, over alleged misconduct. And I'm guessing this conversation has been going on for...
It's an old story.
A long time, actually, but it's official. He has now been sacked. Because I think this person's issue has been going on since President Buhari's time. Anyway, just wanted to put it out there. Sadly, the Edo Queens are now playing third place match as they lost their game, the semi-finals game yesterday to Tipi Mazembe.
The women's team.
However, did you see the pictures of those people?
Tipi Mazembe?
Yeah. Are they actually really women?
So the Edo Queens will be playing AS FAR of Egypt on Friday for the third place match, while Tipi Mazembe will play the other team on Saturday. I will not be doing it.
I'm just saying. I actually think it needs to be
we don't
looked
have time.
into.
Can we go to the next story?
These girls, some of these girls have beard, though. Serious beard.
Pep Guardiola has signed a contract extension by 1 year, which means now he's going to be at Man City
till 2026. Also, Tottenham is appealing Rodrigo Bentancur's 7-match ban. Yeah. We'll see where that issue was. Also, Ademola Lookman has now been nominated for the Syria Forward of the Year.
Amazing.
Finally, Davido is set to live stream his birthday concert.
Shout out to Davido.
And lastly, the FBI is investigating a $5 million romance scam scheme.
And I'm sure that there will be Nigerian names involved.
Wow. Have some faith.
Okay, yeah.
Have some faith.
We are waiting.
You have to say that. I'm just saying. They're just tracking that.
Meanwhile, for those of you who like good music, Mariah is coming on Friday. The album, Wizkid, get ready.
Anyway, on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.